In just a few hours here, the case against the woman accused of holding her stepson captive for 20 years moves forward.
Kimberly Sullivan is due in Waterbury Superior Court later today, and your reporter Roger Suzanne is live there right outside. Roger, tell us about what we're expected to learn today in the hearing.
Yeah, good morning, ladies. It really will be an important day here at the Waterbury Superior Courthouse because today's legal battle really gets to the crux of this case. Kimberly Sullivan is accused of imprisoning her own stepson for more than 20 years in just deplorable conditions. And today, lawyers on both sides will duke it out over the victim's medical records. Sullivan's attorney claims prosecutors have not turned over all of the medical records in this case because the victim has decided to change his name for privacy reasons, and the state needs time to redact that new name from those records to protect his anonymity. But Sullivan's lawyer plans to object to that request, arguing that his client is fighting for her life and all of the key information must be released. Both sides are preparing to square off in front of a judge on this issue because the medical records could be the key to the case. Investigators claim Sullivan imprisoned her stepson and tortured him, forcing him to nearly starve to death. Prosecutors say he was just 68 pounds when police finally rescued the victim after he set his Waterbury bedroom on fire in a desperate attempt to escape. And again, the very important hearing kicks off later this morning here at the Waterbury Superior Courthouse. We can tell you we'll have a camera in the courtroom and reporters inside and outside the courtroom. Again, we'll have full coverage of every development as it happens throughout the day on air and on the Channel 3 app. Reporting live in Waterbury this morning, I'm your reporter, Roger Suzanne, in Channel 3 Eyewitness News.